My name is Rick Hill. I'm a Tuscarora of the Beaver Clan of the Haudenosaunee of the Six Nations. I work here at Six Nations Polytechnic at Deo Hahage, which is our Indigenous Knowledge Center. Deo Hahage means two paths. So think of it as the one path of the Indigenous people and their knowledge, and the other Western knowledge. And we believe that the future is going to be at how we blend these two knowledges together. Treaties are more than a piece of paper. It's really about this relationship between people. And the relationship starts with certain founding principles, and then through time you build on those principles. So in Canada, the treaty relationship started very early over in upstate New York, at least with the Haudenosaunee of the Six Nations, goes back to 1664. But we also had a treaty relationship with the Dutch prior to then, and with the French. And so we are a treaty-making people, because we believe that through a treaty, you try to ensure that peace will continue. In order to have peace continue, you have to say that we're going to help one another, we're going to be friends, we're going to trust and respect each other. Those are great old principles, but try to find them manifested today can be very difficult because we focus just on the piece of paper, not on the quality of the relationship. So in understanding the nature of treaties made, we need to realize there's a big context. It's very complicated. This belt and this belt were actually produced by the British to given to us. So that's very significant. This belt goes back to 1664. Older than the United States, older than Canada, and this belt in 1815. So this is why we say to this day, we are allies to the crowns, not subject of it. And we have these great treaty relationships, and we have these wampums. You're not going to find any history book that tells you the story of these, because it was in the treaty minutes, and it's the oral memory of our people. So that's why they're important to us. Think of a wampum as able to hold the words spoken over it. So a subsequent reader will pick up that belt, and the word that's in it will come through them and sharing that. So it's a profound belief in the power of wampum to manifest the truth. This wampum belt here then is the first treaty between the native nations of this land, where we agreed we're going to share the hunting land. Nobody's going to claim, well, this is Mohawk land or this is Ojibwe land, but the land was provided sustenance for us all. So that's a very important treaty. Basically what it says is nature is like this huge dish. And inside that dish are all of the plants, the animals, the birds, the trees, the water, everything you need to be happy and healthy. It's gifted to us by the creation. But there were some rules attached to it. One is that you only take from the dish what you need. That comes out in, like, you go hunting, you don't shoot the first animal you see, you wait. You go picking a medicine plant, you don't take the first one, you wait and you find one. And it says, leave something in the dish for other people who are going to follow and need it. So we never clean out an area. You never take out the whole thing. We have a natural conservation ethic. And then the third thing it says is to keep the dish clean. Well, in today's world, that can be very difficult. And I think it also has an impact on our treaty relationship. We like to see it as the ship and the canoe and these separate courses going down the river of life together. But what happens when the people in the ship are polluting the very water in the river of life? We can't sit silently back and say, okay, well, we don't have any jurisdiction over that matter. We're not going to influence your governance. We have to, for the sake of the future generations. So that's where I see where maybe some of these old treaties are great ideological frameworks, but we also have to say, how do they apply today? We can no longer say that our nations are sovereign and independent from any influence in the outside world, because that's not true. First thing I think about is how can we coexist on this beautiful land together? Have this history, have this common concern. Because coexistence, interdependency between us and the land is the core of understanding, I believe, what this dish with one spoon is all about. So provoking people to ask that question, what is your relationship to this land? What's your relationship to your native neighbors? And I believe in the end, most people want a powerful connection to this place where they live now.